What is going on, Reefers? Welcome to another episode here with Queen City Reefs and more. Alright guys, so here we are today on another episode where we are actually going to work on a different tank, and I wanted to bring you along for that. So that's what my son is doing here, because I figured I'm gonna delegate some work to him.
Yeah.
Alright, so today we're actually gonna work on this 40-gallon breeder. As you can see, before we start what we're gonna do, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what's going on so far. So in shorts, I've actually shown y'all what we did, which was drill the tank with this modular marine overflow. And as you can see, this overflow is, the inside part is very thin. But what I liked about this overflow, and the reason I went for this versus the ones on BRS or saltwateraquarium.com, is because this accounted for the actual rim of the tank on both ends. What this is actually supposed to do is give you the ability to run the water line above the rim so that you're not seeing it. And what I've noticed with a lot of the other ones, like Fiji Cube ones and some of the ones that BRS or saltwateraquarium.com carry, the overflow itself ends up being low to where the water line can only go up to up here, and then you end up seeing it. We did that. I also ended up connecting, and all with, of course, you know, I do want to give a shout out to Jeff, which is a RaySock member, who helped me drill the tank and plumb all this together. And then I brought it home to connect this silicone tubing, which is going to then drain into this area right here, overflow into the filter pad that I'll put right there, and then of course come into the skimmer side, and then into the Chato area right there, then into the return side, and then back up to the tank where I purchased this return pipe. And so I'll put the hose through here, and then it'll be hanging on this end here to push the water back into the tank. So today what we're actually going to be doing is there is a gentleman that goes by Reef Stash on YouTube and a lot of social media, and what he's done with his peninsula tank is something that ever since I saw him do it, I was like, oh man, I have to do the same thing too. Now I definitely can't do it at the scale that he has it going at, but pretty much what we're gonna do here, let me show you. So this is the back side of the tank, and what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up putting this film that is a frosted film. Instead of a black background like the way that this tank has it, I'm going to put a frosted film on this area, and then put that current USA light LEDs that will pretty much give you that same LED color tone that Reef Stash has on his tank, and that a lot of actual freshwater aquarium people do. And so I thought that was actually pretty cool, where you can go that route instead of just your typical black or blue background. And so that's exactly what my son's gonna help do. Pretty much the instructions say to clean this area very well with water, not to use any sprays or anything other than pretty much water. And so we're gonna clean this area with water, and then it says to spray it with water so that the film attaches, and then squeegee it out, all the bubbles out and all that stuff, and then cut it to size on the edges and all that stuff. So there is going to be some cutting right now that we're going to have to do, and then also some cleaning, spraying, and then eventually, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use this rim or the metal rim of the stand itself to hook up the light that is supposed to then shine up to the background, the frosted background, and give it a really cool look. So I'm going to go ahead and get started doing this with my son, and then we'll be right back once we get this completed. Alright, so we got done measuring this and then cutting it with a razor blade. So now what we're doing is cleaning this with RODI, drying it up. And then I found this spray bottle, which is not hydrogen peroxide. It had hydrogen peroxide, but I moved it into another container because this spray bottle creates a really nice mist. And so the instructions say to pretty much mist this area so that we can then put that onto the glass and then squeegee it out with a card or something like that. So we're gonna go find a card and get this going. And there you have it. This is gonna be the current USA Serene light kit. Pretty much it's a background, instead of having that typical background where it's just black or blue, we put a frosted background with that light. Now it doesn't look as much yet. I mean, once it goes against the wall, more of this area should light up because of the reflection of the wall. So for now, I just gotta permanently install this and then move it back, and then little by little we'll be and of course that fell. Little by little we'll be getting this put together permanently, so that it's a nice little, what I would consider, budget setup, because you know, we'll go through the cost. We'll go through the cost in one of the next videos. We'll go through what it cost me to put this together. And for now, I'm going to leave you there. But as you saw there, this is what we installed. And I'm actually very happy with this tank so far. I got to do some water testing. Watch me do some water testing, and then find out that it's not going to work. And I'm going to end up having done all this for no reason. But that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure that if you enjoyed this video, you hit that like button. Do it for Eric. Eric is asking, you know, for some likes because he helped his dad out, and he would really appreciate it. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comments below. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright, I know that that was supposed to be the last update from what you saw on the previous clip. I know I said until next time, and so I just figured why not make it next time now, since I'm actually editing the video now, and I was able to just go ahead and add this piece to the episode. And so here is the frag tank. So not much update here other than the water got a bit cloudy. I think I put too much bacteria in there, but it has been clearing up on its own. If it does not, I'll just add a UV sterilizer to clear all that up. But today's update is not about the frag tank. It is about this 40-gallon Reef Ready breeder. I have it running already with fresh water. This is not salt water, and I'm having a hard time. Well, I'll tell you what's happened. I was using a C-shape pump that was not controllable. The way that I was controlling the flow is through a little knob that it has on there, which kind of reduces the pressure of the water going out, but that only put out up to like 400 or 480 gallons per hour, and I was not able to tune it to where it was silent at all. And therefore I figured I needed a DC pump and ordered this J-bow, because I'm trying to keep the cost of this tank as low as I can. And on one of my future videos, I will let y'all know exactly what this whole setup costs. Being that I know a hot topic in the reef world is how expensive it is to set up a reef tank. Anyway, so I set up this J-bow, and this only has 10% increments. And I'm guessing this darn overflow is a bit too sensitive, that I probably need a setup that has the 1% increments, because as you can hear, it's not too loud, and once I put the cover on it, it's not loud at all. But it varies. It doesn't stay at that pace, and you know, then you'll hear gurgling and so on and so forth. So I decided to order a gate valve. What I don't know, and I'll need your help on, is this middle one is the emergency one. So this won't see water through it unless there's a clog. These two are the ones that see most of the water. The PVC inside the overflow for this is actually about 3 inches, and this one's about an inch and a half. And so more water goes through this one. I would assume this is the primary. This becomes a secondary. And then this is the emergency one. I literally have put this pump up to 100% and is able to take all of what this return pump puts out, which is about 975 gallons per hour, minus the head pressure, of course. So my question to y'all is, does the gate valve go on the primary or does it go on the secondary? Do I try to adjust the flow for this one or for this one? And that's what I'm not sure of yet. And so anyways, as you can see, a lot of the noise is actually coming from this area right here, because a lot of the water is trickling through there and then hitting this water right here. And so once I put some padding in there, I think that noise will be reduced. And then hopefully once I put what I showed you on one of the past videos, the laminate that's going to go in here reduces the noise even more. Once I'm able to get this to be as silent as possible, I plan on disconnecting everything. I'm planning on emptying it out. I will use this RODI water though to refill my auto top-offs around the house before I throw any of this away. But I plan on emptying this out because then will come the scape. I will add the sand and I will add the rock, and I have no idea what I want to do yet with the scape. I have one thought process. If any of y'all have been following the channel, you'll know that in one of my past videos I had a piece of carob sea rock in here, and so take a guess of what that was. If you were one of those followers, put that on the comments below on what it is that I actually had as the rockscape in here in prior videos. I'll give you a hint. This tank was actually on that wall before, and that's where you saw that scape. All right, so that's where I'm gonna leave y'all here for now. This is set up. This is running. I need to adjust it or dial it to where it's as near silent as possible. And from this point on, then I'm gonna give y'all updates every few weeks to let y'all know exactly where it's going. Same goes for that one. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch y'all on the next one.